We all want a roadmap on how we're going to get from point A to point B. Welcome to the Apartment Geek. Today we're going to talk about having a plan and having really kind of a plan that fits your lifestyle and funds your lifestyle of what you want, how you want to live for you and your family, and how you do that with apartment investing and kind of mapping it out, so to speak. And, you get in our car with Google Maps or whatever, and it pays to really kind of know what turns to make and how we're going to get to the destination. Destinations are also kind of a moving target because lifestyles change as your income changes. So we understand that too. But I've seen some really interesting people, and I've learned a lot about this in the last year or two from colleagues that really track what they're doing in the business. So they figure out what the kind of the cash flow per month is. Really, it comes down to the cash flow. Is it $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month that people want to pay for their lifestyle, their house, their philanthropy, their vacations, college, education is obviously very expensive. And it's really interesting because it kind of creates this depth and kind of inspiration or motivation when you start looking at, okay, if I buy this building and I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get the cash flow up to $5,000 a month, for example. And then kind of knowing what you need to do, it almost lights a fire under your butt on tenacity and staying with a certain plan. So basically having a plan, focusing on the cash flow, and understanding kind of where you want to get that to. I had a number probably 15 years ago that personally I hit like 4 or 5 years ago. And I've actually moved my number up because my lifestyle's changed. I've met new people who like to go do really cool things that cost a lot of money. And it's almost like you kind of change the lifestyle, which is a beautiful thing about life. But it's something that you're aware of, you're cognizant of it, and you can actually kind of put it down on a piece of paper. Tracking your cash flow, tracking your net worth. A lot of us do this on personal financial statements. One of my friends in the business is very good at tracking their loans on properties, which is very important and powerful, frankly, and something I haven't done, where you look at what the loan balance is, you look at the fixed term, when is the prepayment burn off, what's the interest rate, if there's an index tied to the rate, then you can kind of put that on there. But it creates some real metrics to this, this kind of airy world of equity and loans and stuff like that. And we get loan statements every month, but it's like most of the time it just goes in the trash or the shredder, and we don't really pay attention to, oh, this thing's due in 5 years, or it's going to adjust, et cetera. So really tracking things is very powerful. And again, kind of knowing what you want to get to is huge. And it creates this, this motivation or an inspiration to, I'm at 10,000 a month, for example, and I really want to get to 20. Well, what do I need to do to get there? So I would kind of challenge listeners. You can be anywhere in the world and do this. Is literally get a piece of paper and just kind of put out what your cash flow goals are per month, what you currently have, how are you going to get to the ultimate goal. If you're buying properties in La Jolla and Pacific Beach, it's going to be tough on cash flow to do that unless you've got a certain model where you're remodeling a lot of units, you're refinancing, you're taking the equity, you're rinsing and repeating that, et cetera. So I don't want to get in the nitty gritty with that, but kind of putting it in paper is very powerful in any business, but especially this apartment business and tracking things. So thanks for tuning in. The power of knowing where you're going and how to get there. And I hope to see you soon.